All right, we are back for chapter number 2 of Genesis, the first book of the Bible. I've started using my bookmark already. There's a little tail coming out of this guy now. There's actually 3. You can't see it from there. There's actually, maybe you can. There's 3 bookmarks in this thing. I don't know why. I don't know what you would need 3 bookmarks for. In case you're just indecisive, it's red, blue, and brown. If anyone knows, just go ahead and comment. I will be reading the comments this early in the channel because there's almost no way I have any followers at this point. So let me know if you know why Bibles have 3 bookmarks. I think I explained most things that I needed to in the first episode. So basically, I just commentate the Bible while reading it. It's maybe a more fun way to read the Bible if you've never done it. I was told I would be a Christian and a believer if I did it. This is kind of a mix between like an experiment of figuring out if that works, which I don't believe it will because I'm an atheist. You can tell I'm an atheist because I have a tattoo. Just kidding, because there's tattoos in the Bible. But we'll get there. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Don't want to keep you guys waiting. We left off on day 6 of creation. God got, well, actually, you know what? I was going to say he got tired, and then I thought, oh, will that be offensive? But then I was like, well, he does actually take a rest. That's what day 7 is for. But I was going to say he got tired at the end of chapter 1. That was the joke. Not a very good one, but I explained it anyway. Chapter 2, verse 1. And by the way, this also doesn't have a new chapter title yet. I said in the first video that each chapter has a title. That was wrong. There are titles, but they're not necessarily split by chapter. So we're continuing with nameless chapter 2 here. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. By the 7th day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the 7th day, he rested from his work. Then God blessed the 7th day and made it holy. How does that work? How do you bless a day? Another thing I forgot to point out in the first chapter is that people debate over whether or not these are 7 literal 24-hour days versus massive expansions of time. One of the things I didn't say about the Church of Christ, which is what I grew up in, as I said in the first video, is that they are young earth creationists. So they believe that based on the account, spoiler alert, the account that we're going to get to of the family tree dates everything back to the beginning of time. So they believe the earth is around like 10,000 years old or so, based on the fact that they're like, and then Abraham was born, and then Isaac was born, and then his child was born. And they trace it all the way back to Adam because that account is in here, which we'll read and you can see for yourself. In order to rectify some of that, this is where the long day theory comes from. Like it took longer than, like each day wasn't 24 hours. God was creating over a long period of time. In order to rectify that with science, the theories of like evolution and sediment layers, things we found in the ocean, all kinds of different evidence for an Earth being more than 10,000 years old. That's kind of, that was a very messy explanation. But that's one of the theories that people carry today for the length of days not being literally 24 hours, but long stretches of time, because we have evidence of that on Earth. Anyway, I don't even know where I stopped talking in here. He blessed the 7th day. Then God blessed the 7th day and made it holy because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done. I would, even if it wasn't thousands of years, I would definitely be tired after literal 24-hour days, 6 days in a row. I've never done that in my life without stopping. Doesn't even say he took a break. Adam and Eve. That's actually the title now. It's Adam and Eve. I'm not just saying that. The title is Adam and Eve now, and it's not at the top of chapter 2. This is the account of the heavens and the earth when they were created. When the Lord... Oh, geez, something itchy in my nose. When the Lord God made earth and the heavens. Now, no shrub had yet appeared on the earth, not even a shrub. And no plant had yet sprung up, for the Lord God had not sent rain on the earth. So I guess he didn't create natural rain cycles at this point. And there was no one to work the ground. Makes sense. There's no one, like an actual person. But streams came up from the earth and watered the whole surface of the ground. Interesting. Then the Lord God formed a man from dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And the man became a living being. Now the Lord God had planted a garden in the east in Eden. East of Eden. That's why that classic novel is called that. Not talking about the Bible. The classic novel East of Eden. In there he put the man he had formed. The Lord God made all kinds of trees grow out of the ground, trees that were pleasing to the eye and good for food. In the middle of the garden, I wish we had more trees like that these days. Evolution. In the middle of the garden were the tree of life. And the tree of the knowledge of good. Those are two separate trees? I was confused because I thought it was supposed to be, I thought it was a grammatical error. I thought it was going to say in the middle of the garden was the tree of life, but no, in the middle were A, the tree of life, and B, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Those are two separate trees. Dang, as we say in the Church of Christ. A river watering the garden flowed from Eden. From there it was separated into 4 headwaters. The name of the first is Pishon. Okay, I probably should have iterated another warning. I have no idea how to pronounce some of these words. There are different names throughout the Bible that I don't know I guess Hebrew? Probably a Hebrew. Someone who speaks Hebrew would know. Well, this is being recorded in 2024, so I'm not, if you know, you know. I'm not going to go searching for Hebrew speakers right now. It winds through the entire land of Havilah, where there is gold. And then in parentheses, this is verse 12, the gold of that land is good. Aromatic resin and onyx are all... How are you supposed to... Wait, what's the cadence here? The gold of that land is good. No, there's a semicolon. The gold of that land is good. Okay, yeah, okay. Second part of the sentence. That's how a semicolon works. Aromatic resin and onyx are also there. No, it's not onyx the Pokemon. It's the mineral. They're minerals, Marie. The name of the second river is Gihon. 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 It winds through the entire land of Cush. That sounds like a nice place. The name of the third river is the Tigris. Oh yeah, we know this one. You know where this is going. The name of the third river is the Tigris. It runs along the east side of Ashur, and the fourth river is the Euphrates. The Tigris and the Euphrates. We've all heard that, even though we don't know what it is. It's a river. Actually, I'm pretty sure it still exists. We didn't lose track of those two. I believe it's in Iraq. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I think those rivers are in Iraq. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. And the Lord God commanded the man, we haven't even said his name yet, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat from it, you will certainly die. You will certainly die. And that's interesting now, because I didn't notice before. So knowledge of good and evil, that's different from the tree of life, which he didn't mention. So is he free to eat from the tree of life? But you must not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. When you eat from it, you will certainly die. So I guess it's just that tree that he can't eat from. I wonder what he's going to do. The Lord God said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. Now the Lord God had formed out of the ground all the wild animals and all the birds in the sky. It's a quick recap of chapter 1 if you missed that. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them, and whatever the man called each living creature. That was its name. That's the verse. I forgot about this. I love that verse. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them, and whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. You're this now. I rule you. I'm man. That's not that much different from guys today. So the man gave names to all the livestock, the birds in the sky, and all the wild animals. But for Adam, no suitable helper was found. Oh man, Adam, what are you going to do? He's looking at these giraffes and these hippopotamuses. And he's going, man, these are not suitable helpers. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. I don't think you need God for that. It's most guys I know, they can fall into a pretty deep sleep pretty easily. And maybe not Gen Z, you know what? There's a lot of insomnia in the younger generations. Gen Alpha is just, imagine being born after the smartphone. Sleep? Who? And while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed up the place with flesh. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man. That's a strange way to create someone from a rib. I know we just accept this as a Bible story, but it's kind of odd that that's the thing. Maybe there's a reason for that one. If anyone wants to take a shot at that one in the comments, again, I will read it. I would love to see what people have to say. Why a rib? The man said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called, whoa, man, For she was taken out of man. That's woman. This, I don't want to get criticized. She shall be called woman. For she was taken out of a man. I don't know why that's what she was called. Maybe that's a translation thing again, but something similar to the word man, which I guess woman is. That is why a man leaves his father and mother. Oh, that is why man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. That's why, I guess. Adam and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame. They were both naked, and they felt no shame. It's not that much different from me, I'm going to be honest. And that's the end of chapter 2. Now we're on chapter 3. I won't tell you the title. It's a good one. But that's for next time. So you'll have to tune in for the next video on 2 days from now to see what happens. Again, I mean, most people, I forgot to use the bookmark. Man, what's the point if you don't even use it? I'll see you guys next time.